our email, and then they apparently had to read that as required. Yeah, so that is, you have a very interesting point there. Definitely there are tons of new technologies out there that allow for more effective collaborative writing, for typing. So for instance, there is a simple way, as you mentioned, of maybe having a person type while another dictates, and that maybe having groupings is a good way of catching errors as well, and it also promotes teamwork, so that's one good way. Yeah, there are lots of different ways that you can kind of bridge the gap there with technology. Okay, well, yes.
I know your presentation kind of focuses on like using technology. What suggestions do you have for schools or districts that don't have a technology like the active classroom or even the smartboard? Do you have any suggestions of how you can still do your collaborative writing in that classroom setting?
Well, one way is having students in groups, maybe talking with them, and having just a piece of paper you could write on it. Definitely, it's not. I think that the downside to that is that it's not on. Students maybe aren't able to access that as much since it is a small piece of paper you have to pass around. But there are some simple ways, that you can come up with ideas, having grouping students, having them each come up with an idea, and then putting that together, kind of show and tell, having kids come up and share their ideas. So I think that it might be a little bit more difficult in certain ways, but yes, it definitely can be done. Okay, and if there is one last question, I'd be happy to answer.
I wasn't actually up here to talk about my book at all, but I am going to just